Hey everyone, welcome to the very long-awaited What's Up episode. This is the sixth installment. It's taken, I think, over maybe a month to even more than that to get out. And one of the reasons was last time in the fifth one, I already talked about that Fantasia was going to be in town and I would be covering that. Obviously, that is now past. It was between July 12th and August 2nd. Right after this goes up, I'm going to be working on a Fantasia special, which is going to be covering all the movies that I covered there, which is exactly 20 movies. So obviously, I don't want to do that in this one because then it would take way, way, way too long. With that said, this month was a little thin on a few things, so it might be a little quicker than usual, although I might doubt that because one of the things actually panned out to work out a lot more than I expected it to. So let's get started right away. If you're new here, What's Up is an installment where I cover the things, pretty much brings all my projects together, which talks about what I've been reading, what I've been watching, what I've been binging as in TV series, as well as what I've been gaming. So let's get started right away. The first section, which is very thin this time, is books. I don't know why this year reading has been pretty slow. I have plans to read a little bit more. Going back to the last time I was reading Go Home Afton by Brent Jones. Obviously, that's already done. I had to do it for a blogathon, so that turned out to be pretty good. There were some things I wasn't too happy about. I'll link the description below. I thought it was a really good setup for a series, and I'm really looking forward to reading book 2. Very happily, the author did send me book 2. Via R&R book tours. So I'm really excited to read it. I'm hoping to get onto that really soon now that all the crazy is done and once Fantasia final content is also wrapped up, I can really move on and do other things. Also, there was Merman, which I started. It's by Mimi Jean Pamphilov, which is the same people who did the King's Trilogy. As you know, I do really enjoy the King's Trilogy. I didn't like how it ended. Sadly, Merman was very disappointing. I thought it would be a lot better. It fell into a lot of tropes that I didn't enjoy. So, the review is up on the site. Both of these things will be in the description below. I don't know. Go Home Afton would be the one that I'd recommend out of the two. For sure. Going into movies, I actually didn't watch a whole lot of movies. A lot of movies I watched was because it was either leaving Netflix or my rental was going to expire, or it was for Movies and Tea podcast. And if not, it was a rewatch. So all of the above is what applied. First of all, the two movies. One was Netflix was going to lose Alice Through the Looking Glass, so I ended up watching that. That's the sequel to the Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton, directed by Tim Burton. It didn't really get a good reviews, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was fairly decent. There wasn't really anything that bothered me a lot. I thought it was pretty much what I'd expect. I actually don't mind this kind of fantastical, really out of the world sort of acting. It's a little weird. It's a little over the top. But it did actually motivate me to start reading Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, which is something that I started a long time ago and I never got back to. So right now I'm actually reading that. I'm hoping to finish that one soon instead of keeping it in my reading, and it's never done for years. After that, another rental that I had, which was going to expire, was Goodbye Christopher Robin. Not to be mistaken with a Christopher Robin that just got released, obviously. This is one that was by, I think it was Domhnall Gleeson was the main character, was the main guy who did the father, who played A.A. Milne, who was the father of Christopher Robin, and how that story unfolded and how this world was created. It's a drama. It's a family drama. There's a bit of coming of age. There's a lot of coming to peace with how this story came to be and how Winnie the Pooh came to be and all these things. And I really enjoyed it. I actually thought it was a really touching family drama. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of shadows here where it's like just about communication that didn't seem to work right or something like that, like in the story, not and how they portrayed it. That actually worked really well for a good part of the story, and how it came to life, and how these characters became this foundation for this father and son relationship that happened. And there was Margot Robbie in it. She was really good. The story itself was pretty solid. The double feature for this is coming up. I'm still working through a bit of the details on getting that out. After writing 20 reviews, one every day, I kind of got a little tired, and I'm taking a little break from movie reviews right now. In terms of movies and tea, we actually wrapped up all the recordings. So the last three that we had was Death Race, Three Musketeers, and Pompeii. We're very, very happy that Death Race, we were able to send that in for Drew's movie reviews, Christmas in July blogathon. We're so honored that that was a thing. Obviously, I was really happy because Drew is one of my co-hosts for the Ultimate Decades blogathon. And I love working with him. He's really great. I always submit something of my own as well for Christmas in July. So I was really happy that Movies and Tea could participate in that also. Luckily, we coincided at the same time that we had just done the recording for Death Race. And Death Race is set during Christmas, which everything worked out really well. Actually, the Three Musketeers podcast is also going to be heading into another blog event sort of thing. It'll be coming up. We're going to be joining the swashbuckling theme for Genre Grandeur. I don't know if when this goes up, it shouldn't have gone up yet. It's gonna go up in August 25th. So obviously, if you have any swashbuckling movies that you want to talk about, you can check it out. I'm going to give you the description at the bottom. It's Genre Grandeur, hosted by Movie Rob. He is a movie reviewing monster. So definitely head over there and check out all his reviews. The one rewatch to end this up would be Pride and Prejudice. Obviously one I would definitely recommend. It's the 2005 one directed by Joe Wright, which has Keira Knightley. I haven't watched the one with Colin Firth yet. Everybody tells me that I should. I haven't. I have it, and I will. It's definitely coming up. It's something that I do want to get out of the way as I'm buying less movies now. I'm working mostly with Netflix and rentals. Those are things I want to do, is to also work on movies I haven't seen in my movie collection that I've bought. Next, we're going to talk about gaming. In terms of gaming, you will see that the mobile game roundup for July has already gone up at that moment in. No video is up at Game Warp because I didn't have time to put one together. But I did play some really solid games. There was Sneak In, which I discovered in Montreal Comic Con by Bino Gear Studios. It's a tribute to Zuma, which is really fun. It kind of gives this minimalist look at the version of it. It's kind of updated a little. It has a little bit of twist to it. Different types of marbles, which cause different sort of problems. It's a great one to play on the go. I play it on the bus all the time. That was until Alto's Odyssey came around by Noodle Cake Studios. Alto's Adventure was one of my favorite games in 2016. I was playing that for almost on and off for like a year afterwards. I really love Alto's Odyssey. Takes the snow scene into the desert scene, and adds in these beautiful musics, the soundtrack, it's like a snow dune gliding surfing thing. I don't know what the term is. It's a lot of fun. It's really challenging. They still bring a lot of the same characters they have. I'm still unlocking a lot of the characters. I'm still playing through a lot of it. Other than that, we're playing Remember Me as the July game of the month. It's August. We still haven't finished. It's all my fault. Fantasia really took over my life. Remember Me, I'm still working through the game. We are also very lucky that we're also playing We Happy Few right now. It's something that's going on as this is recording. Obviously, this is coming in between all my gaming, but this has to be done. Other than that, obviously, there are other little games I was playing. Right before this recording, I was actually working on some of the free DLCs that had launched for Darkside Detective. If you don't know, last year Darkside Detective ranked really high for us. It was one of our favorite games of the year. It made our top 10. It's one of this kind of pixelated point-and-click adventure, which is really funny because it has some great writing. It's very, very fun to do. There are some little twists to this one. I am working through the DLC. I'm working on the Christmas DLC called Buy Hard right now. Uh, but we're working on other ones. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to continue checking that out. Obviously, Game Warp is one of my main focuses now that Fantasia is over. Um, with that said, we're moving into the big chunk. So what is the big chunk? The big chunk is TV series. When I go into Fantasia, I don't know why I either focus on more movies or more TV or more reading. Obviously, movies is out of the thing because I'm already watching a movie every single day. So I turned to TV. Last time we were doing What's Up, I had talked about Shadowhunters, The Mortal Instruments, which I was heading into season 2. As of now, I am done the entire of what's available. So there's only 3B left, which is launching next year in spring, I believe. I think they had just announced it. And that the end is the end. That it will be the final half season, and that will be the end of Shadowhunters, The Mortal Instruments. It's sad, but it wasn't something that I didn't expect. I know that the hashtag Save Shadowhunters is still a thing. People still really, really want to push it, and hopefully someone else will pick it up. I don't know what the details are behind why it's not being picked up, because the fan base has worked really, really hard. The show is really solid. I mean, they took a while to build things up, but I mean, I've really grown to just really, really love it. I kind of want to rewatch the whole thing from the beginning and give myself an excuse before next spring to just watch it again. There were a few cooking shows that came out. Nailed It season 2 came out. I finished that in a day, as usual. And even the review, the binge, is already up on the site. It's going to be in the description below. Sugar Rush came out after that, maybe a few weeks after that. And it's another competition which uses time and baking as your main thing. I had a lot of fun with that one. I also rewatched that one a few times. I really hope they do a season 2 for it. Because of Nailed It season 2, I ended up watching Queer Eye, the Netflix version, the new one with the Fab Five. And this new Fab Five I really love. I actually rewatch this all the time. I play it in the background all the time. I'm probably on my 4th time watching it, and I still get tears in my eyes. It's such a great show. So season 1 and season 2, I pretty much binge watched both of those. The TV binge is in the works. Those 2 will be coming out sooner. After that one, I actually went and watched because I saw Luke Cage came out, and I'm about 4 shows behind on this whole Marvel series deal on Netflix. So I went back to watch Marvel's Daredevil season 2. A disappointing season, to say the least. I'm definitely going to talk more about that in the TV binge coming up. I have one that I've already started drafting. Sad that Daredevil actually was the most boring character in the season. Sad, but a reality. I did start watching Luke Cage season 1. I had to stop because I wasn't really getting into it, and I wasn't sure if it was because I was too tired from Fantasia or because just the show, I wasn't really feeling it. Like, too much superheroes kind of get me a little off. It turns me off at some time. And then after that, I went back to finish Once Upon a Time season 6, which I started a few months ago. I finished season 6. I'm waiting for Netflix to wrap up season 7, which is the final season. So it's waiting for a Netflix update on that one. And then Orange is the New Black came out at the end of July, and I binged that in 3 days also. I had a few days off of Fantasia, and between writing reviews and doing all that, I actually finished the entire season. I'm really happy to say that this one was surprisingly good. I think it's a new setting and the new setup for the place that really gave it that extra push that I liked. I have like a ton of stuff to write right now, so with that said, I'm not watching anything new right now. So I started rewatching Pretty Little Liars season 1 and 2. Season 1 I finished real quick. I'm currently watching season 2. It's all a rewatch, but I haven't covered it on TV Binge. I started covering Pretty Little Liars as of season 5. 5, 6, 7 are all covered there. So I'm probably going to go through season 1 to 4 and get those binges up to just wrap it up. And I'm going to go back and do the other ones that I'm missing things for. We'll see. I mean, these things are not really too important. As long as they stay on Netflix, I'm going to get to it eventually as like little fillers. So that actually wraps up this one. I would say, actually, as recommendations, books, definitely go check out Go Home Afton. Brent Jones has this really great vision for his trilogy that's coming up. I believe book 2 might have just been released. In terms of games, Alto's Odyssey, highly recommended. Sneakin', highly recommended. Those two, definitely go for those. Other than that, for movies, Death Race is one of my favorites. Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorites. And if you have a particularly love for, say, Winnie the Pooh and how that all came around, I think Goodbye Christopher Robin is a really nice one to do if you're into family dramas. As for TV series, everything was so solid that I watched. If you like cooking competition, Sugar Rush is a great one. I had a lot of fun watching that one. Obviously, if you're an Orange is the New Black fan, the season 6 definitely kicked it back up to how I liked it. I found the last few seasons a little bit lackluster, so season 6 getting back to where I wanted it to was really nice. Once Upon a Time season 6 is also kind of like, if you're following the series and you haven't gotten around to it, it's a nice one. Even if you don't re-watch like the season 7, which is kind of like a reboot style from what I've heard, season 6 is really nice. It kind of ties everything together at the end because, you know, they ended up cutting a bunch of actors, a bunch of the cast out for season 7. Shadowhunters, as I said, I really liked. I have never read the books, but apparently if you like the movies, you probably won't like the books. I don't know. I heard some people talk about that. Reality TV, Queer Eye is a must-watch. I think it brings some really positive messages and some really positive stories. So other than that, that really wraps up What's Up. It's kind of gone on a lot longer than I wanted it to. I expected this to be shorter, but I guess I miss talking to all of you. It's hard to do this. I'm going to spruce this one up a little. I know that the recording is going kind of really crazy. I tried to do my setup again, and I kind of lost it because my desk is a mega mess right now. So the setup isn't perfect. The lighting isn't perfect. But I did get some suggestions to change things up a little. So I'm going to try and do that. Hopefully you'll enjoy this new setup and enjoy the things that I've put up here. I'm trying to really improve this. I feel like I've been talking really fast, so if that is the case, tell me in the comments. I'll definitely make the changes that I need to make. And tell me, what have you been watching, reading, binging, playing? I'll be back real soon. Oh, right. And if you didn't see, I actually didn't neglect my channel completely. The last week, I actually posted up the Montreal Comic Con Q&As. They're all audio files. One was of the Danny Trejo Q&A, which is a lot of fun, and you should really, really watch that. And if you're a Once Upon a Time fan, Jennifer Morrison also was there, and she did a Q&A, which was also very, very fun. I really, really enjoyed those. You can really tell the enthusiasm of the fans there, and check it out. And so I'll be back soon with the Fantasia special, and we'll do a wrap-up. That's going to be really soon, since Fantasia has wrapped up for like 9 days as I'm recording this, and we're starting to fall behind now. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!